What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. With today's video, we are jumping back into the Dark Crisis with Worlds Without Justice League Superman issue number 1 one-shot. And this is broken up into two different stories. We have a Superman story and we have a Aquaman story. The team working on Superman is Tom King, Chris Burnham, and Adriano Lucas. And the team for Aquaman is Brandon Thomas, Faiko Osio, and Sebastian Shane. The stories that these guys are showing us is worlds that Justice Leagues didn't exist. We're seeing how very different these worlds may be, and we also learn that nothing is final. Make sure that you guys have subscribed to the channel, you've liked this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this one-shot issue, we are picking up with Jonathan Kent being at age 13. As he wakes up from a nightmare, his mother is calling out to him. That is because Superman is in need of assistance. Getting up quickly and rushing out the door, he heads into the city and him and his father take down this monstrosity. This is nothing for our two Kryptonians. Disposing of this monster, they head off to the moon, having a quick conversation while they throw asteroids for Krypto, wanting to explore the universe, wanting to see what is past Pluto. But we're seeing a Superman who is more cautious to go out into the universe, to explore deep space. I also want to point out how just awesome we have Jonathan Kent's uniform. The costume that he puts on, it looks a lot like Damian Wayne. While the two of them head home, we pick up 1 year later. And that's how this story is really gonna progress. We're gonna hop through the teen years of Jonathan Kent. The years that Superman never truly got to see, as it really plays like an Elseworld story. This is a reality where Jonathan never gets taken. He never gets held prisoner. He never meets the Legion of Superheroes. Waking up from a nightmare one night, he heard the voices, the screaming, the millions of lives being slaughtered. And while Lois tries to let him know that this is nothing more than a dream, Clark Kent, he hears this screams as well, saying that this is something that happens once in a while, and the only thing that they can truly do is ignore it. To not let it get to you so much. This is what's unique about what Tom King is doing. He's taking Superman and he's really going in a different direction. A Superman that even when he hears the cries for help, the death of millions, he stays in his own solar system. And Jonathan, he can't understand why. His father is Superman and he is Superboy, believing that they can do anything together, believing that the two of them are unstoppable. What could possibly put my father at pause from helping all of these people, even getting to the point where he is ready to fight his own father? And though Clark, he steps out of the room just momentarily because he feels great shame and he knows that his son has every right to be angry with him. But Clark lets him know that even though you don't understand this right now, you are not alone. And both of your parents, we are right here for you. And that's what takes us to age 15. Superboy, unwilling and unable to stop himself, going to hear those cries, going to rescue the people that are needing the most help. That is his first confrontation with Orion. And he quickly learns his place. As he gets his face beat the heck in, Superman swoops in to save the day, telling Jonathan to get up on his feet because they are going home. That what Jonathan did is just shattered years of a truce, one that has been in place since before he was even born. Right now, Darkseid is deploying his armada of death, believing the Earth will soon face a crisis. They need to get back as soon as possible and protect those they love. This was his first true lesson of what is existing out there, of the turmoil of Darkseid. And then we pick up at age 16. As a gift from his mother and father, we see a Jonathan at 16 years old getting his first super cycle. What we are seeing is Clark Kent actually getting to be a father, for better or for worse. He is here for his son. He gets to do all of the things that he never got to do before. And so as Jonathan takes off into orbit, we go to age 17. At this point, Clark has promised his son that he's not gonna spy on him, not gonna see where he is, not gonna listen in to what he might be doing. But today is a little bit different. As Jonathan comes in through the front door, Clark hurries to his side because he has gotten his face beat in yet again. Hearing the screams of millions, the armies of Darkseid making their way across the universe, he simply could not help himself. He went up to face Orion yet again, but this time he did not fail. While Superboy, he got the beating of a lifetime. He was able to stop Orion, knowing that he will heal. It's only going to take a little bit of time. They are quickly realizing they cannot keep Jonathan away from this fight. And that is what takes us to age 18. Now considered an adult in the United States, Clark believes that this is a mistake, but there is nothing that his father can do at this point. Jonathan is gonna go out there and he is going to face the forces of Darkseid, with Clark Kent staying behind to be the defender of Earth, promising to check in. He can no longer stop himself, and he is going to do what he thinks is the right thing to do, giving his son a hug and letting him know that there are people here on Earth that love him, that miss him, and that they will always be here for him. As he takes off into the stars, his mother and father waving goodbye, Clark says that he wouldn't trade this for anything, because the fact of the matter is he was there. He saw his son grow up, got to see him grow into the man that he currently is, that he did not miss it this time. And so by all appearances, this is our Superman from Earth Zero. Not sure if this is actually happening or if this is some kind of dream that Pariah has put him into. But what he is getting to see is if he was actually there with his son throughout the ages, watching him grow up to be a man. One of the biggest things that he has always wanted. Now that's what takes us to the Aquaman story. This one really plays like a Future State story. While it's not exactly the same as Future State, it really does run along those lines. Today is a big day for the Curie family. Andy's grandparents, they are renewing their vows. But this day wouldn't be a day in Atlantis without a little bit of sparring, with Aquaman facing off against Black Manta, and Andy having her own little fight. This is just daily rituals for our Aquaman and Aqua Woman. Picking us up a little bit later, everyone is headed to the venue, and as they head there, this is where we see Jess, aka The Flash, also the partner to Andy, with Jackson Hyde also making his arrival. We are seeing the Aquaman family. It is all brought together under one roof. Of course, this wouldn't be a superhero event if somebody wasn't trying to sabotage it. And that's where we have Charlatan, the shapeshifter, coming in, posing as somebody else, laying explosives all over the beach. This was supposed to be a massacre, but what he did not anticipate was a flash. And what we are seeing is Jess, she is a very, very fast Flash, being able to stand in one spot, have a conversation with Jackson, while also disarming all of the bombs, with our shapeshifter trying to figure out why none of these explosives are going off. They go up to him and let him know that he just made a huge mistake, as our Flash shares a little bit of speed force with our shapeshifter just so he can watch everything happen, so that Jess can have a conversation and say, what the heck, dude, like, why are you trying to ruin such a beautiful event? And since you wanted to try to mess this thing up, how about you have a conversation with Arthur? The Flash bringing this guy over to Aquaman. Aquaman wastes no time knocking this guy clean the heck out. But then everybody celebrates. Everybody has an absolutely fantastic time, as Mira and Arthur, they watch in enjoyment. They watch at what they built. A family, a community, something to leave behind, a legacy. But Arthur, he knows that this is not real, that he doesn't have everything, not just yet. And then he seems to speak to Pariah. saying that they have not been beaten. Better people than him have tried. And the truth is, the Justice League, they have been dead before. Death has not stopped them from coming back, and it will not stop them this time. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright guys, so as the Tom King story with Superman, it really plays like an Elseworld story. But the truth is, this seems to be Clark from Earth Zero, because he never truly got to see his son grow up. One of his biggest regrets. But this time, he got to do it. With no Justice League around, he made a truce, made a pact with Darkseid and his forces, that their solar system would be left alone. And he did this for his son, so that he could watch his family grow up, seeming very out of character for Clark Kent. The truth is, he's one of the most selfless individuals in the entirety of the universe. And that's why it makes more sense that this is our Earth Zero Clark Kent, because he has sacrificed everything, given up everything, lost years with his son. We know that the Justice League of Earth Zero is not actually dead. Pariah is using them in some way, shape, or form. That hasn't really been explained, but what it looks like is they are all given some kind of dreamscape. What would life be if things were perfect? And the same goes for the Aquaman story. Though it wasn't really an Aquaman story so much as it was a Aquawoman story, as well as Jess Chambers, aka The Flash. Now, when I was reading these stories, they really felt like Elseworld stories. And that got me thinking, the Justice League of Earth Zero, they were taken off the board, but we were also just introduced to the Omniverse. So there are many versions of Superman, the Justice League, all of our heroes that were lost. If this is such a omniversal threat, I feel like DC Comics really dropped the ball on being able to gather every single Justice League that the Omniverse has and throw it at the Great Darkness. Granted, our Earth Zero Justice League is said to be the strongest Justice League, the strongest version of all of our heroes. But there is still things like Earth Omega out there. There's a lot of things that we really don't understand about the Omniverse. Moreover, there are an infinite amount of Supermans and Justice Leagues. You know, I guess for the sake of the story, we're just gonna center around Earth Zero, and like that Justice League, they disappear, so all is lost. I really do hope that we see more members of different Justice Leagues from different Earths. But then again, that's really playing on some Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff. The overall theme so far in Dark Crisis is the Justice League is not actually dead, that they will be coming back. It is only a matter of time. And that in itself, it really has its pros and cons. Because at the end of the day, there's no real loss to happen. There's nothing truly at stake when it comes to this new Crisis event. And then you have all of the other lines. You have the Batman, Superman, the Flash series, all of those are currently ongoing, and they're taking place before Dark Crisis. It's really hard to have such a big Crisis event when all of your other lines aren't really doing anything, that aren't connected to it, so there's no risk. It really feels like they already had Dark Crisis in the barrel, and they said, you know what, let's put it out. We'll see what we get on the other side. With all of that being said, these two stories were absolutely amazing. The artwork in both of them was fantastic. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you are trying to get caught up on Dark Crisis, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. If you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.